Reproductive. Growth period. Okay, so this is when the plant is focusing on its fruit. Apple trees making apples, lychee trees making lychee, tomato plants making tomatoes, kalo plants making corn. And in this stage, we're adding calcium. If you look at your sheet, type 3 brings in calcium to this. So as you see in all these different feeds, all we're doing is interposing or changing one detail on all of them. They all have the same base, which is that maintenance solution, and then we bring in nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium at the right time. So the philosophy of the natural farming nutritive cycle theory is we're putting the right nutrient. You can write this down. This will be good if you're ever teaching this. Right nutrient at the right time in the right amount. So right nutrient, the right time, and the right amount. So nitrogen in the vegetative growth stage, the calcium helps the plant to balance all that nitrogen it's built up over this period of time. Calcium helps to balance what? Nitrogen, you're right. Calcium helps to balance nitrogen. It is the balance to nitrogen in the feeding system of plants. All right, so here's the thing. This is flexible. This is the base. This is across the board useful in all plant scenarios. But say we're here and I see my plant get kind of fat and lazy. Like I got this thing and it's so dark green and it's kind of squat. It just looks like it's fat. You've seen children do the same thing, right? Little kid, he's eating, he's beanpole skinny, all of a sudden he's wide. And he's like, wow, you know, just last year you were like skinny as a bean. All of a sudden you're wide.
I've seen that.
And then next year, all of a sudden they grew 1 foot tall and they're beanpole again.
Yeah.
Plants do the same thing. Plants get squat and dark green. And what you can do, say you're in vegetative growth and you really want them to push to the sky and produce structure, you bring in a little bit of calcium. So you got your nitrogen. So I might be, if I wanted to say make it a little bit push for the sky because it was getting a little wide, like those kids, they get a little wide, I'd bring in a little bit of type 3. So it'd be type 3 maybe 1 to 2,000. And type 2 would be 1 to 1,000. I mean the calcium, sorry, WCA, that addition here would be 1 to 2,000, and the FAA would be 1 to 1,000. Maybe I still want to feed it. I still want it to, you know, give it a bunch of food, but I'm bringing in a little bit of calcium to try and get it. Or I flip-flop those. Maybe I want to give it, like you were doing, I want to give it a little bit of food, so I go 1 to 1,000, but it's kind of like almost overfed. Yeah. So I want to give it some of that calcium. Use your nitrogen. That's what the signal is for the plant. Use your nitrogen to grow structure.
Oh wait, can I give her glasses back to you?
That goes across the same. Over here in reproductive growth, if it's producing kalo and it's looking a little like hungry, I can bring in a little bit of nitrogen, FAA. You know, I bring it in at 1 to 2,000 with, so I can, it's one spray. I don't have to, if we're doing that, I don't have to spray 2 different times. I don't have to go through the field twice. I just add that to what I'm already doing. All right, that was the fast and dirty of the nutritive cycle theory. And you guys can ask any questions, but that is the most heady classroom type stuff we're gonna do the whole time. The rest is a lot of talk story and learn from nature and learn from doing, tasting, touching, and smelling. So any questions on this? Thoughts? Yeah.
It's kind of a segue, but I've been using LAB for seed treatment.
What
Okay.
was that actually doing? 'Cause I only see that in one area.
What is LAB actually doing in seed treatment?
Yeah, because that's lactic acid bacteria. And
Yeah,
I only
it's-
see this over.
It's
Over
not
here
bad.
in the
It's not.
fermented.
It's not hurting anything.
But it's not really helping it either.
It's not really feeding it. So what you could say LAB is doing is, you know, when a baby's born and they push through the vaginal canal,
Yeah.
they're getting their skin coated in all mom's bacteria, and that actually protects them from disease, pathogens, and things. They're getting inoculated, if you will, with an adult human's microbial community. And so that LAB can help like that, can help prevent disease on the seed, but
But you would need to do that if you're.
not really.
Doing
This has, because the FPJ, it has yeast and bacteria
Okay.
from a living plant, so it's probably better. You're gonna get more production. We've done side-by-side trials on this all over different plants, and this one step, nothing else, no other treatment, do your normal protocol, just by soaking seeds, we get an entire lifelong yield increase, root increase, nutrient uptake, everything. The whole plant is affected by one seed treatment in the beginning.
And you can do that with cuttings as well.
You can do it with cuttings.